안녕하세요. So, before I start, I would like to thank you all for coming here and supporting PyCon Korea. So, today, I would walk you through our Women Who Code Manila's Python study group and how it became a spark for diversity. So, before that, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Nicole. I'm a software engineer at MathSpace. So, it's a company based in Sydney. I just moved there a few weeks ago. So, before that, I'm an active member of Women Who Code Manila. And I'm a tea drinker, and if you know the Japanese animated film Totoro, I claim myself as Totoro's neighbor. So, yeah. So, our walkthrough. So, we will first start with a brief introduction on the gender gap issue. Then, I'll introduce you to our organization, Women Who Code. And then, we'll proceed to our Python study group, our meetup, who are our attendees, the setup we have, the tools we use, and the topics we currently have, and what's next for us. And then save your questions for at the end of my talk, so because we'll have a Q&A. Cool. So what's this gender gap issue, and why do we need to care? So I picked two definitions from Wikigender. So the first one is, there is a disproportionate difference between genders that may be influenced by our social environment. So what does this mean? So for example, way back into primary or secondary school, we have this belief that compared to girls, boys are more likely to thrive or to excel in mathematics or science subject, so we encourage them there. But in reality, both the boys and girls have the same potential. So the difference is just an influence of our social belief. And then the second definition is that there is a difference between job opportunities and salary between genders, or between men and women, just because of their gender. So it's not because of their talent or their experience. And actually, the World Economic Forum has this index that they call Global Gender Gap Index that measures a country's gender equality based on 4 areas. So these are education, health, politics, and economics. So we must be thinking, why should we care about this closing the gender gap? And then why do the World Economic Forum actually needs to measure a country's gender gap? So first, it's to give every individual, regardless of gender or of race, the equal opportunity, and also give them the opportunity to gain their potential. And secondly, in this today's competitive world, I think that the organizations and countries actually need to help close the gender gap in order for them to use those potentials or those talent pools. And for the 2017 Global Gender Gap Index report released by the World Economic Forum, the Philippines ranked top 10 among other countries. So it means that we are much closer in closing the gender gap. So that's good. But, there's a but, we still face challenges in closing the gender gap in the technology scene. So this is the recent PyCon Philippines, held this February. So there are a few women faces out there, but we can see from the picture that most of the audiences or participants are male. And this is proven by the statistics given to me by Python Philippines for years 2015 to 2017. So they've given me statistics based on gender for their audiences and for their speakers. So the first one is the speaker statistics. So the red one represents male and the blue one represents female. And we can see that most of the speakers are male compared to women. And we have the same situation on their attendees or on their audiences. So we can see that on average, like 80% of their attendees are male and only like 20% are female. And that's one of the issues that our organization, Women Who Code, wants to solve. So Women Who Code is a global non-profit organization. So I think that there's a Women Who Code Seoul here, and they have a booth, so come visit them if you're interested. And we have this mission to inspire women to excel in technology careers by providing services or venues like free ticket giveaways, meet-up, conferences, study groups. They also have job boards that will help women step up their technology careers. And our directors in the Manila chapter wants to extend that mission in the Philippines. That's why they decided to launch Women Who Code Manila way back November 2016. So we're still a young organization or chapter, and we just celebrated our first year anniversary last January. And we have this goal to inspire Filipinas or Filipino women to be more visible and be representatives in technology events such as hackathons, be speakers on conferences, attend meetups, and also to start at the younger generation for girls to inspire them and to make them known that they have the potential to have careers in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And how would we do that? So in our chapter, we conduct monthly study group. We also give inspirational talks from women who are already on STEM careers. And also we have this annual culminating event for women. So last year we have this all-women hackathon. So this picture is actually the faces of women who are sleep-deprived, but they really enjoy joining the hackathon. And this year we are preparing for an all-women conference. As I mentioned earlier, one of our mission to meet the goal is for us to conduct monthly study group. So what is a study group? So a study group is there is a small group of people who regularly meets and they discuss a shared topic. And in Women Who Code, we added that sense of community, meaning that if you are a beginner or if you're a new member, you can actually feel that you belong, that someone will help you, and you yourself, regardless of your talent or your experience, can help others. Yeah. And this is one of our Python study group. So we are a small group check and we discuss a shared topic, which is Python. And we start with creating the study group. So first, we create the meetup through this application called meetup.com so that the public will know that we will have an upcoming meetup. So what do they need to install before attending the meetup? And they can actually notify us that they will attend, and they can also see the venue and also the schedule. And we share that through Facebook and Twitter, social media, to make the public know. And for our attendees, currently we have 6 mentors in our Python study group. So what does a mentor do? So the mentor helps me in facilitating the study group. So they roam around the study group if a member has a question or if they are having a problem implementing a solution, so they are there to help the members. And for the past meetups, our attendees are largely beginners, such as students or those who wants to have a career change or those who wants to explore on data science. Mainly, I think because Python is beginner friendly and it's easy to learn, and also Python is quite flexible that we can use it for web applications, machine learning, and utility scripts. So our mentors actually uses Python for different areas. So some of our mentors uses Python for web application. Some of them actually uses Python for biotechnology. So Python is quite flexible. And one of our goals this year is to actually attract more advanced Pythonistas to join the study group so that they can actually contribute to our study group and our growth. And during the study group itself, so this is the setup that we have. So imagine that you attended our study group. So we are on the study group. So first we start with a lightning talk. So what is a lightning talk? So it's a 10 to 15 minute talk, anything about Python. So you can share what your company does using Python, or if you have a project you use using Python, you can also share that in front. And then we have this mini discussion on a Python question of the day. So we have a Google form where a member can actually put any Python related questions. And then we have this simple web application that picks one Python question from that. And then we have a mini discussion about that. So like simple things like what is the use of the _init file. And then after that, we will now start the actual self-paced study group. So what is this self-paced study group? So there is actually no one speaking in front during the self-paced study group because we don't want it to look like a workshop or like a tutorial wherein like you will just attend the meetup one day and then one day you already learn how to program. So we want you to be committed to actually join the next study groups. So that's why we make it self-paced. And then they can actually we give them an online platform that we made where they can use to learn different topics on Python. And also, we are quite flexible that during the self-paced study group, you have the option to use other platforms such as Codecademy or Coursera. And if you have a project that you are using Python, you can actually join the study group and continue your work on the study group. So maybe you want someone else to like help you when you are creating the project, or you don't have internet at home, so you join the study group so that you have internet. So we are quite flexible. And then we also have the option to divide the group into two, those who are doing the self-paced study group, and then those who want to have a topic discussion. For example, if there are any advanced Pythonistas who attended and they don't want to attend the self-paced study group, they can actually form a smaller group and have a topic discussion. So the last time that we have this, we discussed about the request library. So we deep dive into the request library. And then at the end of the study group, we have this section that we call Today I Learned, wherein a member actually go in front and share what she learned and what are the problems she encountered or the challenges she encountered, what does her code does, what does it solve. And actually, we also give feedback on how to make her code better. And it doesn't require that the code is actually run. So if the code has a problem, we will help you actually to debug it in front. So yeah, so we're quite open for that, and we're not really strict because we want them to feel the community. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is one of the lightning talks. So this is one of our mentors, Iris. So she shared how her Python powered her research on biotechnology. So it's quite interesting. And yeah, so what are the topics we currently have? So for the platform that we provide, we have learning basic concepts of programming using Python. And we also highly encourage them to learn Git. And also we have web introduction using the Flash framework. And this is the online platform that I've mentioned earlier. So let me just go to that page. Yeah. Oh, I think I opened it here. Okay. So this is the online platform that we made. So this is through GitHub. And they can use this to learn different topics on Python. Yeah. So these are the different topics. So we have the basic programming concepts, and then we have advanced concepts, and then we have the Flash. Yeah. So they can use that during the study group. Okay. Yeah. So this one I want to share. So we just recently added this one. So this is a challenge for beginners or for those who were able to finish the basic concepts of programming. So they can, our challenge is for them to create the 2048 game using Python. So this is inspired from Coursera's principle of programming. So actually, this is not like a challenge. It's also like an inspiration for them that, oh, after I learned the basic concepts of programming, I can actually create the 2048 game. So it's a mix of a challenge and an inspiration. Yeah. So to summarize, the tools that we use is that to create the meetup or the study group, we create it through meetup.com, and then we share it to the public through social media such as Facebook or Twitter. And then we use this application called Gitter. So this is a public chat room. So we have a public chat room because our study group is only held once a month. So you have the option, the member has the option to actually continue her work at home, or if she has a free time. So if she have any questions or anything to share, she can actually post that on the public chat room. And then for the online platform that I've shown you earlier, we use a GitHub page and Docsify for that. And for the communication between leaders of Women Who Code Manila, we use Slack. And yeah, so what's next for our study group? So as I mentioned earlier, we want to attract more advanced Pythonistas, so I think it's important for the growth of our study group. And we have also planned future topics. So first is Django, and then we will have a special session discussing the best practices in Python. So we plan to do it this year. And then for Women Who Code Manila, we have this vision that we will have a regional study group in the Philippines, meaning that we only don't have a study group in Manila, but also on other areas of the Philippines, such as Bicol or Palawan or Cebu. So that's a long-term vision. And yeah, so this picture is the women who attended PyCon Philippines this year. So I'm happy to see those happy faces. And just an ending note, so way back into college or in university, we use study group to pass an examination or a subject. Or on a professional level, we attend study group to learn or to connect to a network. But in Women Who Code, we actually use study group as a tool to spark for diversity by first making women and also girls be aware of technology and its application, and then secondly, for them to feel inspired by women who are already on STEM careers, and for them to feel that sense of community, that belongingness, in order for them to feel committed to our community. And then lastly, for them to feel empowered that they have the potential, they have the capacity to step up their technology careers. And that circle of women, that study group is just the start, it's just a stepping stone, because diversity is not about separating men and women. So it's not about men versus women, or it's not about women running the world. So diversity is allowing every individual, regardless of gender or of race, to have that equal opportunity and for them to gain their potential. And the study group is just a stepping stone. So for us members, we have to actually go out into the world and help in closing that gender gap, and also most especially to inspire younger generation of girls that they can actually excel in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics careers. So, thank you very much. So, that's my story about our study group, and let's keep in touch. And yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to go to the microphone. Thank you.